Bosmo.
Now we're getting ready to go.
Yeah, I just got to change the audio stream.
What are the magic letters? What are the magic letters?
All right, I think we're streaming and ready to go, and the magic letters might be...
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
They're loud.
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
The Old Tube Radio Network. I'm not sure what the delay is on the audio here. It's looking weird. I think I am... Start this over again. I want to make sure I see... what I see is what I get. Looks like the audio video stream is up. So I'll bring that back wherever that went. It's over here. All right, there's... Say hello to the control room. Okay. I will just only look at the part that makes sense. The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark. Thanks for joining us on 27085. If you are somewhere in the sound of the Old Tube Radio Net control here tonight, whether that might be down the street or very far away, streaming at oldtuberadio.net, where you can also check in, and then there's a link, I do believe, to get on a video thing. Who would have thought about adding pictures to radio? My thoughts are to not do that, but we'll be doing that tonight. Before we get super duper into all of this tube radio stuff, which we will be doing shortly, let's make sure there are stations, if they need to get early check-ins, that they do so. Listening.
56.
Just for kicks. Thank you, Phil. We will get you checked in. Over. And I might have missed somebody else. We got SWL 61. Dino is in early. And while I'm here doing the contortion thing, trying to do three things at once, we'll get 00 in. Thank you, 19, for... hanging out with us today. We had the Society of Broadcast at Central Valley, SBE 66 chapter, Society Broadcast Engineers Picnic and Barbecue up at Meadow Lakes today. That is the hilltop that's about 45 miles to the north and west, where a lot of, not all of them, but most of the FM transmitters and TV stations are high atop Mount Hyatop beaconing across the Central Valley. It was a nice day. We had a very nice rainstorm on Friday. It cleared out the smoke from the fire that is up there. There was a nice little breeze. It was, because of the rain, there were no bees and bugs and flies, and it was good. We had a good time. So it's nice to be back down here on the Flatlands and to be checking everybody in. Who else needs an early check-in?
56.
Just for kicks. Let's see. I can check you in twice now. Let me make sure that I get the official top thing going. Yeah, I do. Okay. We will get started here. You can hear the skip coming in from the Pacific, Hawaii. I didn't hear much Australia, and it was pretty strong until just a few minutes ago. And the bands have been good. 11-10 meters have been good all week, so maybe we'll get some of the northwest corner and get some other people checked in. So here we go. We'll see if the database, the Rolodex, was working earlier. Doesn't mean it'll be working now, but we'll see when we start checking in radios. So we're SWL number 1, of course, SWL number 2, Mr. OBP, and I got an early check-in for SWL 13. Mikey, we got you on the crossband, so no problem there. SWL 3, I got Rob checked in. He's kind of looking into all things oldtuberadio.com and making sure that they work as well.
SWL 13, check in.
Let's see. SWL 13 is checking in as well. You're sounding good. Got you checked in, Mikey. Thanks. KB6GFD.
Well, thank you, Dennis. Good evening to all the SWLs.
Go to SWL 4. SWL number 5, Levon. And Levon is ready to go from his appearance over at Old Radio Night. I have it pulled up. I don't know if the guys are still out there. JT must have had about 1 million people on the spinning wheel, so they might still be doing that. We will check in to Old Radio Night coming up in just a little bit. Over to SWL 7, and I do see Mr. Ed on the Universal Media NetWeb checking in with no radio. What do they say? I pitied the man that had no microphone until I met the man that had no radio, or it was something like that. I pitied the man that had no hat until I met the man that had no hat. Let's get to SWL number 9, Dirt Dog. Oh, now we got Hippopotamus, so maybe we will get some check-ins coming in from tomorrow. We'll get a proxy in for number 9 if he's around or he comes around. SWL 10, I see Dwayne. So Dwayne, let me get you and Chrissy in on 10 and 30. And if you guys can hang out tonight, I know you were busy last week. I think we might have some conditions. So do the thing you do best, which is sort of pop in with a 20 over signal and say hello radio. Over to SWL 11 and SWL 12. That's Dan, of course, Mr. Cornbread and Dapper Dan. I was outside all day, so I'm looking and feeling dapper. I got my required amount of vitamin D and tri-tip and all sorts of little desserts. So I'm ready to go. I may need to take a nap somewhere between now and the end of the net, but that's okay. I have capable. I can pull some capable people from behind the monitors here to come out and take over the net. All right, thank you there, Dan and Dan. Let me get you officially checked in on the 11 and the 12. SWL 13 you heard moments ago, coming in through the crossband, and it may be rough to get to Sanger Town tonight, but I'm going to try it. SWL 14. Let's get a proxy in for Sean out there in Sanger as well. Over to SWL 15. Good morning to Hans, if you're in there. There are a lot of comments that have scrolled by that I've missed, but right there. Thanks, Hans. Alpha 173 checking in from those far off places. Looking good tonight. Hope you had a good week so far. SWL 16 right here, checking in. And yeah, it's our annual picnic. And then at the end of the event, because we have a lot of the significant others that come up and guests, so we do a tour through a lot of the facilities, the television facilities. And if you've never been in a high broadcast TV station, it's kind of fun. Just a lot of knobs and dials, and even the wave guide and the coax and all the stuff that puts your TV together is pretty fun. Plus, just standing up there looking, we're still on top of 4,500 foot mountain, but you still got to have your 100-foot, 200-foot tower up there with all the antennas. So it's a cool thing. So it was good stuff. Thanks, Charlie. SWL 17. Okay, the foot switch is working. SWL 18. Mikey might actually be at the microphone tonight. Anyway, Mr. KDA, I'll get you checked in. Saw you there on Facebook. The guy that checks in as 00 and as number 19 does the cue cards and all of that. What else can you do? He says nothing. He just sat down. He just sat down on the chair over there. But I can still read the cards. Thank you, Chet, for doing your stuff from afar. Let's go. And I do believe that Harvey is in the air chair tonight over to SWL 20.
Yes, I am here. And I'll be listening either here at the radio or on the stream. As long as I don't fall asleep. There will be many radios that will be for sale in the next couple of weeks. I will go over them later. They're all local radios from here. They're not mine. They're about 15 minutes away from me. So I will go over them later tonight. Thank you, check in 29 and 54. Thank you, Dennis.
29 and 54, I will do that, and we'll find out more about that. It'll be in the upcoming weeks, months, some local radios. Tube radio is going to be available here. So we'll find out more about that. That is exciting. Before we go on across the Great Divide to the other coast, hello to Ricky 808. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network. We are on Channel 11 on a live network broadcast, I guess you might say, if you're watching the television part or listening to the audio stream. And our purpose, of course, is to promote the use and distribute information about old tube radios on your CB radio. We've been doing this for almost 40 years, believe it or not, and started with Get on the Air Radio Night for those of us that had the glow-in-the-dark tube radios. We still do that and try and bring back, or at least bring to the airwaves, the demeanor and the sound that was hanging around back in the late 50s and all throughout the 1960s and 70s, when these tube radios were brand spanking new. Some of them sound just like that as they check in. I want to say hello to Tom Belay. Lots of dial here. Suspect just though. All right, that's good. Cornbread is in. Richard, 10-meter skip still in. Not strong, but there. So you must be hearing the beacons. If you're hearing the beacons, it's possible that we will get the stations jumping in and out as they do. And you know what I'm going to do, Richard? I will check you in now just in case things change or the Universal Media NetWeb goes away. Pete, thanks for joining us tonight. Bill William, feels like 78 in Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, good. It's 78 is a good number. We just checked in 78. Albert, hello, Dennis. Hello to the SWLs from the Squamish Boys, west coast of BC, waving to RC 428, UDX 256. And they will be in and out listening. If you listen to the Dishbank sideband net, they often pop in there on the sideband. I've been playing with the BC SDR receivers, the ones that are there. We don't have the great one that was up near you guys, but boy, there's definitely a pipeline from British Columbia into the Central Valley here tonight. UDX 36, thanks Gerald for that. RF Burns, 007 broadcasting from this RV at the last Hamfest. He's checking in for his checkup. Well, thanks. You, I didn't recognize you when you scrolled by. So everything is going with the Hamfest. And yeah, RF Burns, there is actually a reason that he probably says that. And we'll find out how many watts are coming out of the Suburban Mobile. The Old Tube Radio Network, directed net roll call. Let's head over. I'll take a pause here and we'll head over to 21. So I got to find, it should be there. He's got, maybe he is done. It's the second live stream. I think they are back on the air. Let me bring the audio up. This is live audio from 21. See if he's listening. What is the radio he's got? He has got tonight. Yeah, he just turned it up. Hi, guys. Yeah, anytime you hear me, go ahead and check in. We are listening. And hopefully you don't have the thunderstorms. I think you said they just missed you, so go ahead and take a transmission. We are listening. This is the live, and I'll put up a video too. You can see what's going on. You will see what's going on over. There's the radio room. If you're watching the video, the Galaxy Saturn Turbo. Yeah, you just turned it up. Hi, guys. Yeah, anytime you hear me, go ahead. There's
SWL 21 in South Carolina checking in. Go ahead there, not man.
Hey, 953, not man. South Carolina, we checking in.
Come on, Maverick. Tim Roger, we got it. Thank you.
All right, looks like we got the full Monty from Old Radio Night, still going strong. You guys are sounding good. Who won the wheel tonight? I'll be curious to know about that. Drop me a note over on the chat. Thanks for jumping in, and you guys are sounding good. 73, and thanks for the coast-to-coast link-up. Who else does that? From Channel 11 to whatever you're at.
Thank you.
All right, 73, guys.
Have a good one.
We got the full Monty from Old Radio Night, still going strong. You guys are sounding good. Who won the wheel tonight? I'll be curious to know.
Mr. Mud Duck in Australia. Mr. Mud Duck.
73, and thanks for the coast-to-coast link-up. All right, Mr. Mud Duck went in tonight, so thanks. Let me get the audio, but that is something we started doing, it's basically live coast-to-coast.
Power levels
going
down.
On. And yeah, you gotta have RF if people are gonna hear you. So continuing on with the directed net roll call. Thank you, JT. Let's see if Tyler's listening in Alaska. He could be. SWL 22.
No. E6 feeling.
I think we're still getting skipped from the mini grass and elsewhere, but Tyler's up in Anchorage, and that's sort of the DX area. I'll bring him to the DX window a little bit later and see what is going on with that. Captain Robert joining us. Salute to you, sir. Thanks for joining us here, the Old Tube Radio Network. He says still hanging in there, and so are we. This is the still hanging in there net. Let's go to 23 Skidoo. I saw him posting on one of the sites out there, so I know he, at least Espresso Trucking Company, has not taken the mouse away from 23 Skidoo. So we'll give 23 a check in as well. How about SWL 24?
Trucker.
SWL 24 Joseph. Okay, I'll give Joseph a check-in. He might have tried to check in earlier, but you never know. Let's go way the heck out. into the highlands of Madera Flats, past the giant giraffe, and see if we can't hear SWL 25. Over.
Is this the Big Potato Market frequency?
That's sort of heading down the other way, but we used to take, when we had the ginormous beam, we'd point it off the Big Potato, and it would bounce back your way. You are sounding good, and we've got you checked in. Over.
OTR.
All right, thank you, sir. We'll also get 74 in as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis.
The old Tube Radio Network, real radios glowing in the dark, directed net roll call. Time for me to turn the page and see if Dr. Dwayne is in Studio G tonight, SWL 27.
Whoa, 27's checking in live from Studio G.
This is a treat.
FM Crossband.
All right, this is a treat tonight. It took me a while to figure out where the microphonium was, and that indeed your voice was beaconing not only across my radio, but on the Universal Media Netweb, perhaps to millions of your fans. So thanks for joining us tonight. Over.
All right, Dennis. Yeah, it's pretty nice out here. I got 82 degrees, so well, it's not as hot as it has been, but it'll get hotter, and then we're getting into fall, so it'll be nice and cool. We'll have Mr. Heater on. Thanks for running the net tonight, Dennis.
All right, thanks for being here. We were up on the hill, up at Meadow Lakes today with Ken and the gang for the Society of Broadcast Engineers. It was great. The rain cleared up all the smoke. It got rid of all the meat bees, so we were not hassled as we were eating our tri-tip. It was a fun time. But you know about preparing those meal stuff. So anyway, have a great time, and thanks for checking in.
Hi, Dennis. Yep. Thanks for running the net. KI6QL.
All right, KB6 GFD, thanks. Good to hear Dwayne on frequency. Put the X in the square. Let's see what is going on in the world of SWL 28 up there. What has Gary got on the menu tonight? And Dwayne Miller is saying, is that the giant potato in Idaho? No, the Big Potato, and Dwayne, of course, we have to explain ourselves here because Dwayne is actually in the Big Potato. But here in the Central Valley, in a town called Easton, just south of Fresno, there is a market called the Big Potato. And you drive down the main thoroughfare, it's the first thing that you see, or the first thing that greets you when you come into the city of Easton. It is sort of a landmark. So I would say, Dwayne, it is our tribute to you all up there in the real Big Potato. And Gary, tonight, hello everyone, 28 checking in, big ham dinner. You mean like a ham? Or did you have a bunch of people with call signs joining you? A big ham dinner with everything that goes with it. Can hardly move, but my ears work, so take it away. Have some cherry 7-Up. You know what I had today at the picnic? I had a squirt, which I think is sort of 7-Up with artificial grapefruit juice in it. But I like that. It was good. So thank you, Gary. And the ham looks good. We've got a proxy check-in for SWL 29. SWL 30 as well. Dwayne is listening, and if we were to have some conditions, he will be checking in. Let's go to SWL 31. I will get Robert and Teresa checked in from beautiful Hendersonville, Tennessee. They may actually already be on the radio. I will check for that. Speaking of on the radio, right now, SWL 32 live and direct, happily occupying the comfy chair in the chat room, in his radio room. The air chair for 32, which is probably much better than this. Is sort of a dumpster diver chair that I've got that was being thrown away at a radio station, but it had those wood arm handles on there, so I thought that was a good thing. got the update, the report on the Robin T240D, the Yellowbird. Still looks like it's working well. Your expertise on the job is I don't know, astounding and appreciated. And you're doing a good job at finding the parts. I think you mentioned maybe some tubes. So we'll keep an ear out. Or maybe if you ever have a question about tube replacement or something, let us know, and maybe we can figure out if what you want to do is going to work. So there is the official 32 check-in. Thanks. Okay, and I still hear Hawaii in there. SWL 33, myself, Bozo Control, and everybody else checking in. SWL 34, Jimmy Fiedler. Hey, there's 31. Thank you, guys. I see you there. I'm going to make sure the X is in the square. And Jimmy will get Jimmy checked in. Hey, Mr. Nobody. See you on the list. So be listening in. Pop in when you hear us and say hello, radio. Let's go to SWL 35. I will update my other item here and see who's out there, because often we get Mr. Bill checking in about 15 minutes ago from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Thanks, Bill, if you're listening to the stream. We've got you checked in, and I know, as a Disney guy used to say, the snows of winter will soon be coming on. Hello to Ware Shoal, South Carolina.
GFD W60TR.
Yellow Springs, Ohio. KB6 GFD. KB6 GFD. And let's see, Edmonton, Alberta. Those guys are listening in. We're going to be listening for the mobile out there. York, Pennsylvania, Lake Elsinore, 78's in Centerville, Virginia. Hello to you coming up. Rancho Cordova, and a host of others. Yep. The Old Tube Radio Network. Thank you, Mr. Bill, for checking in. Over to SWL 36. UDX 111 is probably on my screen somewhere. Yeah, Ken is checking in. Thanks, Ken. We've got you. And then local here, I hope it is movie break time so we can hear them live and direct. SWL 37.
Trucker.
It must not be intermission time yet.
KB6 GFD W60TR.
Yeah, I hear you just fine, but I'm not sure you can hear me. KB6 GFD.
I forgot to turn the volume up. He was strong.
No other truck driver.
Who's the brake for OTR? Yeah, the brake for OTR. Go ahead.
All the CMI truck, all the diesel highway.
Okay, yeah, it's probably from Madera. We got that. I have trouble hearing because of my noise floor moving around, and then some other. But we'll get you if the skip conditions are happening. Keep on trying, and we'll get you in.
Oh yeah, truck driver. You know, any truck driver, any.
The Old Tube Radio Network, directed net, roll call, semi-directed, undirected. Maybe that's the way we can do it. Let's go to SWL 38.
37, you forgot me.
You know what? I think I caught you as you were coming down the stairs from the mezzanine. Hello, 37. Yeah, you are there, sounding good. I do not know what the movie is tonight.
I don't either. I was talking to Joe on the phone.
Okay, well that's even better. Joe will probably be joining us in moments because his number is coming up. He is on the other page, so this is your page. All right, thanks for jumping in. SWL 37. SWL 38, looking for Sammy if he's in there. SWL 39. The e-bike is parked, and hopefully you are recharging the batteries. SWL 40.
Well, I can't recharge the batteries until the sun arises. So, there you go. SWL from...
So, can you not plug them in to charge them, like through a charger or something?
Town.
Can you not plug them in through just a regular charger?
Oh, I got a truck drop.
All right, well, whatever works best is what works best, and it worked well tonight. Good to see you up there. I noticed you didn't, at least I didn't see it, didn't have the trailer, so you had a little bit lighter load to make it up the hill.
Yes. It made it up the hill just fine, and then when I left early so that I could go to Sugar and did a little hiking, and then I came back through the old toll house grade.
All right, that's what I thought, that you might coast yourself down the hill. And I didn't see you cheating. I didn't see you putting the tow rope on the back of Ken's truck. So it worked well, sounding good, made it back. Sounds like fun. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining us.
It was a very scary trip down the mountain. I think I need to replace my brakes.
It's a scary trip when you are surrounded by walls and doors and floors and four wheels. So yeah, I think on the two-wheelers likewise. All right, good deal. You made it back.
You're looking good. It's working. Take care, buddy.
The Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark, direct and net roll call. We will get through this. Road Dog 507, I see you checking in, of course. Orange County React, Hudson Valley, New York. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here. Way late tonight. Well, it's still Saturday evening where you are, but not for long. Let's jump down the street for SWL 42.
Good evening, Dennis. 42 and the gang, all here and accounted for.
You are sounding good. We will make sure the appropriate X's get put in the appropriate squares. Over.
Check. We just want to get this on there and give it a little exercise that ain't had in a while. So everyone have a good one. Take care. 42 and the gang gone.
All right, thanks for jumping in. We'll get everybody checked in. Looking good and sounding good on your Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 43, SWL 44, and was Ray in last night on the Friday net?
Trucker.
Yeah.
I think Ray was probably in on the Friday night net, so we'll give him a check in. Also, SWL 45, Paul and Kelly, up there in North Fork. Should have a little respite from the smoke thanks to the rain. We'll get you guys checked in. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to hearing you guys on the air.
Trucker.
Next is SWL 46. Sometimes Arlen will check in. We got a couple of... What are they? Yeah, Echolink is up. Echolink link is up there. I'm seeing if Arlen made it in. Don't see him just yet. Foxman 362, thanks for joining us. Made contact with World Radio 351 in Australia on 27-355. They are out right now here on Channel 11. So if you can hear them, you could probably talk to them. We won't hear you because you're not on our first hop. You're like in between hops. So we might hear the Australia guys talking to you. So if you do get them, let them know that they can say hello radio to the Old Tube Radio Network. Next, let's go over to, and a guy that would have enjoyed the picnic today, SWL 47.
Wait a minute. Wait. What picnic?
Well, it's for the Society of Broadcast Engineers. It's up at Meadow Lakes, up amongst all the antennas. But everybody is welcome. You would probably, that's a good ride for the bike, no doubt.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, if I would have known about it, I would have loved to have gone up there. I almost want to ask about the status of the Channel 18 transmitter, because that was right up there, right?
Well, the original 18 transmitter that is no longer there is over on Bear Mountain, which is a straight out 180. So it got moved over to temporarily up to the Meadow Lakes Hill, piggybacking with someone else's transmitter. And yeah, the chief engineer, who is the chairman for the Society of Broadcast Engineers, was there today, and they did a little tour of their semi-facility that they're working on. They got the transmitter back and some other things. So they're still working on it. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to take a tour of that. Over.
Okay.
Yeah, the truck on the audio truck.
But for now, I will just say greetings from the radio.
And greetings are right back, and it happens every year, so we'll keep you informed for the next time, so you can pedal on up there, if you will. Thanks. Over to SWL 48. I'm going to give. I'm going to give Sam a check-in. So I've got to get my Ringo Starr set up here. I'll give Sammy a check-in.
The foot pedal is power went down.
And let's see, what else? SWL 49. How about Smitty and Sweet Country Mama? Over.
Driving around with that signal.
Over to SWL 51 305. SWL 52 and Aaron maybe. I got word that we are in another VHF UHF contest. Am I getting that wrong? Was that last week? How about 52?
You were there, good truck driver.
He probably is. If so, we'll give him a point over on the crossband. Hey, Neil, while you're in 147, I'll get you checked in now because I know it is late there. SWL 147. You should see the check-in somewhere above my head on the video. Looking good. Prospect, Connecticut checking in. Hello, Jim. Thanks for joining us here. The old Tube Radio Network. We will be chatting with some of the original Tube radios and their operators after the net here. So stay tuned, won't you? Let's go over to SWL 53. Bob. Thank you, Bob. Mr. Belair, the legend, checking in and sounding good. I always wait for Bob because I know I can turn the page when he shows up. Thank you. That's if I can find the page. We still use paper here. You know, it's 1970. So much for digital stuff all the time. SWL 54 has a proxy check-in up the hill for SWL 55. And we were up the hill today. It was nice. We're just down the road from you guys up there. 56 Just for Kicks checked in early. So we got you, Phil. Thanks for that. Over to SWL 57, if I didn't miss you here on from Central Kentucky. SWL 58. Get Jeremy a proxy check, and I guess he's made his one and only trip into the Central Valley already, but you never know. Maybe we can lure him out here and get him behind the microphone. Over to shortwave listener 59, Uncle Hairball. Was he on ORN tonight? Yeah, if he was, let him know we're trying to check him in. Okay, we'll get him a proxy. How about Joe? If you're off the telephonium, Joe, we're now on your page, SWL60. Over. We're now on the page for SWL60. Hello, Joe.
Yeah, Doug, on it, boy. We kind of lost you there a couple of times. I guess the old foot switch must have slipped off under your foot there. And they're playing down there in Hawaii. Is it playing code this week? There won't be about 30 from the breakers, though. Those playing down there zip down. So we got the speed. Hopefully we can get the shooter. He's got the shooter.
Well, let's hope they do as well as they have been doing. And we will see. We still got brought in through December, and maybe they'll be in some big bowl game. Anyway, yeah, I've got to get coordinated with that foot switch. You're sounding good, so I'll take my lessons from Jack LaLanne on how to coordinate this stuff. Anyway, Joe, thanks for checking in, and we'll be talking to you in a little bit on some radios. SWL 61, Mr. Copenhagen Kid checked in early. SWL 62.
Go back.
SWL 63, SWL 63. Craig, SWL 64. Checked in earlier over at oldtuberadio.net. How about SWL 65? Let's check in with the Witch Doctor, SWL 66 on the horizontal side. The thing with being horizontal, is you beat, and that's the reason you do that. You beat all the local noise. So you want to shoot skip, you give yourself a 30 dB attenuation for anybody that's vertically polarized, and away you go across the horizon. So that's a smart thing. SWL 67, Bill up in Canby, Oregon. I'm going to listen in or look in over at oldtuberadio.net and see if Bill checked in about an hour ago from Canby. Thank you, Bill, from listening in. And keep your ear, if you've got a radio set up, keep your ear to the radio because we might be beaconing in as the conditions change. SWL 68, Michael, checked in earlier. SWL 69, Kenny from Tulsa. Everybody say hello, Kenny. He's listening in and he checked in early. Up the hill. We were in your, close to your neighborhood today, Mark, SWL 70. Is Stan listening in from Dallas, Georgia, SWL 71? Refresh the comments. Hello to Springdale, Arkansas. I don't know, that could be Jay. Jay's up in the balcony tonight. Having fun, yeah. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to go up there and join you in a little bit. I don't see Stan in, but he should be around. I think there's some contest things going on. Over to SWL 72, Radio Boy. SWL 73. We got a proxy check-in for Miss Jilly, SWL 74, and looking for SWL 75. SWL 76. And let's see if 1017 has put in his preferred. Let's see if SWL 1017, SWL 77 1017 has put in his preferred microphone. Over.
77/1017, checking in. I hope all is well. Everybody's having a good evening, and thank you very much, Dennis.
I am having a great time. We are looking forward to checking in as many tube radios as humanly possible in the allotted time that we have. So thanks for being out there tonight on yet another Old Tube Radio Network. SWL 17, Mr. Richard is joining us here on the 11-meter side. Often at the end of the net, he beacons in quite well, even when the band like last week was quite long, hearing you on 7200. So we might try that at the end of the net tonight. You never can tell. So thank you, Richard, for checking in. Let's go to SWL 79. I will give Philip a check-in from the Facebook site. Looking good. Over to SWL 80. SWL 81. And the guy who hosts your Friday evening net, way up there on 37 lower, Mr. Bones, SWL 82. All right, well, we had a little bit of skip at the beginning. Maybe have some at the end. And just a reminder, if you're hanging around your two-way radio on a Friday evening, flop your mode switch to LSB and join Ron and the rest of the gang up at the Ditchbank sideband net to 27365. If you're not on the list, no problem. He'll get you checked in. There's a place for visitors, and we also do he does very well up there for our friends from near and far out on Skip Plan. So always a good time on Friday. Sort of a nice end of the week decompression thing. Thanks, Ron. SWL 83 JZ. Then we'll do it quickly here. SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. That's the Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl. Jerry, of course, can be heard most often during the Jefferson Noontime Net down on 7.204 megahertz. SWL 89. Got a check-in for SWL 90 and Mr. Felix, SWL 91 from way out in the Bronx. And there he is. He's got the check-in, he's got the radio, he's got the microphonium, and I even think he is, even with all that, he's waving a hand. Thanks, Felix. SWL 92, Mr. Roman. From
we are
from somewhere out in Clovis Town, SWL 93.
all right.
SWL 95. I was seeing if Kurt was out there, SWL 96. Sometimes he will check in via the Echolink link. We do that. Checking to see who is in. So 96. From somewhere out in Boston, SWL 97. Can we get a check-in from the gang, SWL 98, Tracy? Well, Tracy is in, of course, with the CB or Ditch Bank, Ned, so I'll put the X in the square there as well. Doing a good job.
Go back.
Having to do a lot of resetting here tonight, so those watching the video get to see me doing this. This is sort of the OTR exercise. It may be something you might like to try at home as you try and key the foot switch, the microphonium, and about 3 computers simultaneously and at the same time. It will keep you strong. Let's see if Radio Randy is somewhere in the cosmos tonight. And then we'll take a jump over to the Echo Link, so stand by. All right, let's try an Echo Link. Hello, Tony, KD4BAO from KB6GFD, over. We're going to check in with Tony on the Echo Link. See if we've got the delay hammered out here tonight. And yeah, Milton Bradley has been making the home game for quite some time. So, John, we'll take it from you. SWL 102 up there in Arkansas. And see if Tony's in there. KD4BAO from Kilowatt Bravo 6, Germany, France, Denmark. Okay, I think Tony stepped away. I didn't see John. Oh, John is right there. Plotting with the hand. I need a couple of those hands across the face to keep me awake tonight. Joey is always right on time. SWL 103 a couple minutes ago, waving from Hickory Tavern, South Carolina. He's watching on the tube, looking good, and saying hello to all the gang. Thanks, Joey. The Tanker Rumble 21 X-Ray up there in Southern California, sounding good. Up the hill and around the corner for SWL 109. Hello, Crawdad. I suppose I could get a proxy check in for James, and I will do that. 109. There's a little bit of skip still happening. When you're up on the hill, just like we were today, it's amazing how much you can see and hear. There were a lot of nice little turnouts, and I'm thinking, and we've talked about this for a long time, maybe doing a remote OTR on the hill, beaconing down to the valley, some way to put a little remote antenna and try that out. So perhaps before the summer gets too cold, or plan it for another time. You never know. Let's go to SWL 110. SWL 111, Robert checked in earlier because he was trying to get in during the skip and wasn't able to do that. So, Robert, if you're listening, you're checked in. SWL 113. And over to Wayne, SWL 114. Thank you, Wayne. Got you checked in on your old tube radio network. John out in Fairfax, Virginia, SWL 128, who listens in on whatever device he's got. I'm not sure what it is, but he is listening in about an hour ago. Looks like all is well
hey,
there.
Hey, Dennis, good evening. Please check in SWL 100. Tony. Good to hear you.
All right, Tony, I've got you. Echo Link. We made the connection, and you are ready to go on the flat side for tubes on the air. Sounding good. Thanks for joining us tonight. KB6GFD. And while we are on the Echolink link, let's pick up Albert, KI6CBA from KB6GFD. Take a transmission. And we'll get Albert.
Dennis.
Yeah, we'll get Albert.
My meter's working this time. I think last week my microphone wasn't plugged in. I was so disappointed I couldn't talk to you and the Old Tube Radio Network listeners. It's so good to be here, and I'm looking forward to the radios that you're going to be showing tonight. And I'm just going to check out with that and just expect the best. Okay, checking out.
All right, thank you, Al. Expect the best and get whatever comes through your speaker, and that's be as good as we can do. You're sounding good. The audio is perfect tonight, so put a post-it on that saying this is the way to go. So missed you last week, but sounding good this week. Thanks for joining us. KB6GFD.
KI6CBA, 73.
Back over to SWL 131. SWL 133. And what do they say? The host with the most, or the hostess with the mostest, SWL 135. All right, Mr. Cliff, we've got you. Sounds like you have picked an appropriate tube radio, and we will be waiting for that. We've got a check-in for 137 and looking for SWL 145. Tony has left us with some questions that we will get to at the end of the net here before we go into the radios, so no problem there. SWL 147, Neil up there in Kakalaki checked in a few moments ago. Thanks for that. And let's see if Mr. Snowbeast is out there. SWL 188. He is another station that knows that a flat side can work great for eliminating that local noise, but getting you out somewhere and beyond. Up in Corscoll, SWL 195. 195 in Corscoll. You are sounding good. We were up the hill today, not quite in your area, but up 168, enjoying the sunshine and the relatively, brushed out air from the rain, and it was nice. I got to get up the hill more often. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Dennis. Earlier, 226 was trying to get...
Okay, copy 226. I've got some attenuation on the receive, and it's something in this receiver where I'll get a static crash, and I'll get a 30 dB boost. So sometimes if a station is low in the noise, it is totally my fault, so we'll pin that one on me. Anyway, thanks for the relay. We will get 226 in as well, and anybody that didn't make it, let us know right now.
And I don't think you heard me when
All right, and I probably didn't, and that is another one on me, SWL 109, sounding good from on top the hill. We were in that area today, around there. It was very pleasant, had a good time, and now we are back on flat Earth and sounding good. Thanks for being patient, and we've got you checked in. Over. See if we can grab the question. I'm going to see if I can grab the couple of questions that Tony sent me. Be right back. All right, the questions and answers. I have not looked at these, so I do not know the answer, and usually I don't know the answers when I look at them. Question number one, RF power at frequencies above 220 megahertz. Well, that rules out this band. So RF power at frequencies above 220 megahertz was commonly produced by what kind of semiconductor device in the 1960s and 70s? Well, I guess that rules out tubes. Could have been. So if we're working 220 megahertz, what were we doing in the 60s and 70s? Were we using magnetrons, field effect transistors, Chippendale devices, I don't even want to go into that, and varactor diodes. We're in 220 frequencies. It's 1963. When you pop the top, what's in there? Is it magnetrons? Well, that is for magnetrons for your radar range back then, and that would be much higher power. Field effect transistors, I thought that was more for, I don't know, receive stuff. Chippendale devices, that sounds like the obvious bad answer, and then varactor diodes. So I don't know. Anybody? William Curtis says varactor diodes. And the answer is very good, varactor diodes. I wouldn't have guessed that. So thank you, Bill. One for you. And I wish there was some explanation of why. I may have to go in and find out why you would do that. Okay, question 2. What was a nuvistor? That's just like, okay, you're supposed to know it. What is or was a nuvistor? And some of the radios that we might be checking in tonight probably might have the little nuvistor tube in them. I think you can look down and you see a little metal thing. The nuvistor is a tiny all-metal and ceramic vacuum tube. The nuvistor represented one of the last major innovations in vacuum tube technology before transistors took over the market. So we will make that our goal tonight and see if we can't check in a few radios that may have a nuvistor inside. The Old Tube Radio Network, I'm going to straighten my tie, comb my hair, get a drink of water, and we'll be back with your tube radio. So stand by. And I do have a radio list tonight. And it's 9:20:25, so I got to see where it's at here. Find the tube list. I'm going to do a reset. We'll be right back. Yeah, Richard, that's right. Some of the Browning, we'll have to ask Harvey because he probably knows exactly which one had the nuvistors. I'm going to set up for the tube radio. And I got to reset a couple things, and we will be right back after this word from some sponsor. Too many things to reset around here. I think we're up and running on that. Yep. And should be up and running over here. With a confirmation. Perfect. I think we're up and running. All right. Big deal. Tube is up. Get back on the page where I can see all of you out there. 21SC. Richard, I agree. So I'm going to send the big red limo to pick you up to bring out the good stuff. And it is about that time. So let me find the foot switch and the jingle singers, and we will commence to begin. You are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
brought to you on
27.085 megahertz.
brought to you by RADI.
Where's the big screen?
The old Tube Radio Network.
Do I want to send feedback to Google? No, I really don't. Google doesn't need my feedback. What we do need here at the Old Tube Radio Network are your tube radios. We will be standing by for that. I have the list at the ready. And take it away, tube radios. Give it a try, over. Yeah, who's got the radio, over?
A truck driver. All you need a truck.
77. Yeah, 77. Go ahead with the transmission, over.
Roger. This is a Polytronics Polycom Pro from 1962.
From 1962, it was a good year. The 11-meter band had sort of been in vogue in action for about 3.5 to 4 years. The manufacturers were realizing that, the rules are the rules, but there's you can make a radio that has more than just one knob and a push-to-talk bar, and this was one of them. Go ahead.
This one for the year is, way ahead of its time when you look at it. It looks like something that would have been on the Star Trek Enterprise. Got a really small speaker up front, but man, does it have amazing audio that comes out of that speaker. We are using checking tubes and capacitors
The 62, 63 audio, there's probably no compressors or limiters or any of those things. They really expected you to put the proper microphone on the radio. Tube audio with your 12AX7 should be a good thing. The Rolodex, I think, is working tonight. Let me stay queued up here and see if I can't go to Polycom. See if we can't bring up a Polytronics Pro. They had a couple of different models. Here's the Polytronics Com 2 and 6 ad. I'm going to go back because I was going to try and pull up an advertisement. But I think I can pull up the radio itself. And there it is. Yeah, I'm going to put it to full screen so that our viewers and listeners can see what's going on here. This is not the CB1 from Halicaps. I'm counting the knobs, separate transmitter receiver. It looks like whatever they could if there was some space in the front of that radio, they were going to put something there, over.
Is that the one that says Crystal? That's so you can run the receiver on a specific crystal or a specific channel. Other than that, you leave it flipped over and use the VFO
receiver. Yeah, Dennis, take another transmission.
That one there is for crystal receive, or you can flip the switch and use the actual VFO receiver on the radio.
Very in line with what you would have been doing for a ham radio, and also a ploy. You think, well, this radio is really expensive, but their selling point would be, but go and buy that other radio where they're going to charge you $4 a crystal and put in 22 other crystals, and we'll give it to you all in a nice little receiver tuning dial. Of course, FCC said you've got to be crystal controlled on the transmit, but receive not so. Make it easier with the external crystal. And I like the two big, almost looks like some type of candy up there between the TX and the RX light. Over.
Yeah, and it's got a beautiful, this one came with the polished chrome case that goes around it, and it's in beautiful condition. I think the one up there is painted. Yeah, the one you have is painted. This one is a beautifully polished chrome, and all the blinkies, and the meter is very accurate and works just perfect. Squelch is perfect. It does have a mic gain for both the microphone and for the receiver and speaker.
It almost looks like you'd want to put an external speaker on that. The speaker is the size of the meter, but I understand it doesn't sound that bad at all. Of course, you've got a headphone jack. You could pipe something out in the external speaker that way. Another very, very technical thing they did was give you some selections on the SRF meter to check out your modulation, the RF, the PA output, and even the spot. I'm thinking when you go to spot, are you looking for some meter deflection or something?
Yeah, when you flip to spot, you peak the meter with the receiver, and when you find that peak, you know that the receiver is spot on with the transmitter.
Yeah, and that would be typical, but they even give you a knob for that. So my guess is the first thing, typically, if you bought this radio, you would be, and hopefully they have a manual. In fact, I'm going to look. I'm going to click. Sometimes we actually have the schematics or the manuals for this radio. Hey, yes, we do. How about that? At oldtuberadio.com, it says Polycom Pro Manual in PDF. Over. So if you're looking to get the manual, we've got a PDF over at oldtuberadio.com.
Oh, very good. Well, we were lucky when we picked this one up. It came with a full manual, the original manual that came with the radio in '62. So it showed up here in very good shape, but you could tell no one had gone through it or cleaned it up in many, many years. So really happy with this radio. It's just an amazing radio.
There are some other knobs. Let me see if I can do a close-up that you wouldn't see. The peak and null, and then your Q. Is that actual Q multiplier? They're just calling the variable receive, because I can see it's plus 3 and minus 3, which is 3, which is, if it's 3 kc, that's actually quite a decent sweep on the variable RF there.
Yeah, and it definitely is 3 kc. It really moves the receive when you move that around.
Great deal. So is the S meter lighted? And that is, I guess you could say it is, but is it lighted, and is the bulb actually working? Over.
Yeah, it's got 2 bulbs, one on each corner on the bottom, and I got that nice amber glow tone like the old radios had, and both dials are also got the amber glow. The dial for the transmitter is done in red, the letters, and the receiver dial is done in black, the letters.
Have you tried the A&L? Because that's, I think, typically, and Harvey might know, that's something that can be adjusted on the inside. But, you know, when the Volkswagen, the 63 Beetle drives down the road in front of the house, will the A&L take out the static?
Well, we haven't tested that way, but the power line noise when we flip the A&L, the power line noise from out back does go away.
Okay, give us again the microphone you're using, because the audio is just nice and clear and sharp without being, sounding like, yeah, it's high pitched, but that's because there's something wrong with the microphone. And did you have the original mic? Does it have the carbon mic with it? Over?
We do have the carbon mic made out of stainless steel, and if you would like me to plug it in, I can.
Yeah, let's do that. Give me one more transmission with the microphonium that you've got, and let us know exactly what it is, and then we'll, if it's not too hard, we'll try it with the original mic. Over.
This is a Golden Eagle, and it is amplified. This is the Golden Eagle, and it is amplified.
Okay, got it. Sounds good. All right, I think you've got the mic in, but I'm not hearing any audio out of it. That's what happens when you unplug something for a while, right?
So, it had no audio, but that is a carbon mic, so we may have to bang it around. But the receive audio was not working. When you unplug the mic, the receive audio goes away. So when I plugged the carbon mic in there, we had no receive audio. So we'll have to pull the plug apart and see if something had come unsoldered or who knows what. But the next time we check this one in, we'll make sure we have that mic working.
Very good. All right. Well, that's what happens sometimes. It's good for 10,000 plug in and plug outs. You get to 10,001. It always happens when you're displaying the radio. 12 volt DC, 110. It says 110 VAC, not 115. Over from his stint, his worldwide stint at Old Radio Night, JT is listening in, and a good program tonight. 21 SC, thanks for joining us here. Staying up late, the Old Tube Radio Network, and he would like to know what did you do, or do you know what you did to make the static mic work? Did you have a standard, shield is here and that, or did you have to do some trickery on the static? Over.
Jerry made an adapter cord that takes the big Amphenol plug, and we step it down to Cobra 4-pin, and everything that we run over here, we convert to Cobra 4-pin, so any microphone will work on any radio.
All right, so an Amphenol to Cobra. So are you making a pigtail, basically, that you can just adapt for everything?
Yeah, it's a 1-foot pigtail. So one end's got the big Amphenol plug, and the other end has a plug with the 4-pin Cobra female coming from the microphone.
Got it. All right, good stuff. I mentioned before we had some stations that used some like phono jacks to do that with a little patch bay. So that sounds like a good deal. Keeps everything standard. That way, if you get the favorite microphone or the microphone that works with everything, you can do that. And that's tricky, especially when you have the electronic switching. But I hear you when you pull the little disconcerting. You pull the microphonium out and the receive goes away, and you plug it back in. That's at least that lets you know that there's probably a wiring issue in there somewhere. The picture of the radio is still up. Let me see if I can back it off a little bit. Okay, there it is. The whole thing, you can just see that it is populated with knobs and dials and things that help you as the operator determine what might be happening on the transmit or the receive. I still can't get over those two big orange and red beacons at the top. It almost like it was an afterthought. It's like, yeah, we've got room. We can fit this in here. And then you've still got the screws in the panel that hold things on. Back to the full screen. The people watching the video, I'm going to tilt over to the left side. There's a call and the unit. So is yours populated with the original call? And if so, what unit are you over? Sometimes people would use the Dymo labels and Dymo labels and go right over that. Sometimes they would actually write in the little spot. And then back in the day, maybe they didn't use their call. You never know. Radio number 1, the Polytronics Polycom Pro. Indeed it was. More information, we actually have this over at oldtuberadio.com. If you go there, there's a rig database. You can click on that. It'll bring up the picture that you are looking at right now if you're watching the video, or over at oldtuberadio.com. And then if you need more information, you can click on the PDF item of interest. Thank you, sir. The Old Tube Radio Network, the jingle singers are liking that. Oh, and you know what? I was looking to see if that... Now, there's a radio that should have a new Vista in it, but maybe it's just too old. Maybe this is before new Vistas were a thing. The Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, the friendliest station for you by far is known to all and
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we are listening for Radio 2. And I'm missing the conversation. Chad saying something about ABBA lyrics. The jingle singers, I think, were around long before ABBA, but maybe ABBA stole some of their licks.
Shit.
You know, Foxman. That's what I thought at the beginning, anyway. But that doesn't seem to be the case. But you never know. And you're saying that you had a 7-hour. Was it actually on the YouTube? Can you do a 7-hour YouTube? Does it allow you to do all that space and come back and watch it? So I don't know. I don't think it will allow you to put a link up there. A lot of times they won't let you put a link in there. But we'll head over and check it out. I'm thinking, again, 10 meters, 11 meters have been good. So a couple months ago, there wouldn't be 7 hours of skip. But these days, you never know. Yeah, you got to take breaks. Even 2 hours here, I got to jump out and, after 2 hours and adjust the pocket protector. Okay, volume's back up. Go ahead.
Well, sorry you're dealing with the nonsense, Dennis, but SWL 52 checking in.
All right, 5-2. You are sounding good from the crossband. We were up on the hill today for the Society of Broadcast Engineers luncheon, but am I understanding correctly that there was yet another contest going on?
I don't know about today. I was over in Gilroy riding roller coasters with a 9-year-old.
Okay, maybe I must be thinking of last week then, over.
Yeah, the VHF-UHF contest was last weekend. I amazingly worked 2 stations in Washington State on 6 meters, and that's not the amazing part. The amazing part is I did it via meteor scatter with 100 watts and a hoe loop.
All right, so let's back up here. To do meteor scatter, are you tracking something like, meteors are coming by, or can you do this during the day, at night? Tell me more.
You typically want to do it in the early mornings. I made these 2 contacts late in the evening because you got to do it when there's meteors. But you're using a digital mode. And you're transmitting your call sign and your location over and over and over and over again, waiting for a little piece of rock to hit the atmosphere, create an ionized trail, and that's what you're bouncing your signal off of. So it can take a good 20 minutes just to get one contact because you're waiting for little rocks.
So I'm thinking you got to have some cooperation on the other end, the reception area or whatever, that everyone is patient going on.
That is correct. It does require a little bit of coordination. There's a chat room online where the VHF-UHF meteor scatter guys hang out, and you just tell them, hey, I'm here, I'm transmitting, and then people go and find you. And I just happened to be able to work 2 of them. It was pretty amazing, and it sounds really trippy.
I bet it does, because I've been listening to the Aurora Flutter. I've been doing some testing on the SDRs up in British Columbia and Alaska when we have the sun activity. You can just hear the flutter going on. So that's 1,000 miles. I'm not sure what happens when you have something that's messing up your atmosphere over.
Yeah, so you're sitting there in the headphones listening to static, and all of a sudden you hear a ch, and then you look at your screen and there's information on the screen, and that ch was, the ionization of the atmosphere and it bouncing the signal for half a second, and your computer being able to interpret what the hell they were sending to you. It's quite fascinating. But yes, it's lots and lots of just transmitting over and over and over and over again for 15 seconds, and then you listen for 15, and then you transmit over and over and over. The mode is transmitting at 250 characters a second, but it's sending the exact same message, just your call sign and your grid. It's 13 or 14 characters sent over and over at 250 characters a second. They used to do this with Morse code, and they would use tape decks to speed up the Morse code to like 40 or 50 words per minute. So that's how the old school guys used to do it, was with super high speed Morse code.
Yeah, I guess your fist on the J38 key wouldn't keep up. All right, before you go, have you done moon bounce before? Sitting in there with Dr. Dave or John, and if you have, how does this compare?
The one time I had a chance to do EME would have been at the station at Fresno State, and the night I went over there, something wasn't working and we weren't able to operate. So I've yet to do EME, but I know that there's like a 2.7 second round trip, and there's a completely separate digital mode that people now use for the moon, and that also takes patience and coordination.
All right, 2 things I don't have, including the radios that are necessary. Oh, and I forgot to ask, was this on, were you working off of the ICOM for this?
Yep, 100 watts on 6 meters off the ICOM 7300 in a whole loop, and I was able to bounce off of meteors.
All right, cool stuff. I think that is possibly what we need to do these days on the old Tube Radio Network. Do some type of bouncing back around. It's sort of like an end run to go past the interference, as they used to say. You're sounding good. Thanks for jumping in on the crossband, getting checked in, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, maybe we need to bounce some certain person's head around. Anyways, we'll catch you later. SWL 52.
All right, 73, KB6GFJ.
K6USY.
All right, and the old Tube Radio Network, we're back listening.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if you're still there, what mode are you operating in?
Let me see if he's there, and that's a good question that I didn't ask. I gotta find the microphone in. If you're still there, Aaron, what is the mode? Are you FM? Is it upper sideband? KB6GFD.
MSK 144. It's in the exact same program that FT8 is in. WJSTX can do MSK 144, and that's the mode that people use for meteor scatter. K6USY.
Well, I am not, since I do neither meteor scatter or EME, I'm not familiar with that mode, but the digital guys have got it figured out. And thanks for the question, Mark, and I'm going to get you checked in twice for that.
Late check-in request, please, over.
Hey, not a problem. Looking good, sounding good. As I mentioned, we were up on the up at Meadow Lakes today for the picnic. A little bit closer to the moon. Didn't see any meteor scatters. In fact, I didn't see a lot of trees. They're missing a lot of trees up there. Didn't see any ducks. Didn't see any meat bees. The rain sort of cleared everything out, so it was pleasant.
And kind of concerned about how much smoke could be there, but would have been even better. But today was probably a heck of a lot better than it could have been. It would have been definitely got better the longer as the day went on. He said it was in the morning, but
well, it can only get better. Anyway, thanks. Sounds good. And we're going to have to, unless he's already done it, he might have, get Aaron to give us a club. You do good club demonstrations. Aaron is good at the club demonstrations. The Fresno Amateur Radio Club, maybe a demo on some meteor scatter or something like that. Maybe we can have Ken throw some rocks up in the air behind the building just to make it work. Thanks for checking in the old Tube Radio Network, where the jingle singers can tell us about the magic and do a little dancing at the same time.
What are the magic numbers?
27.085 megahertz, channel 11.
Are the magic letters?
OTR.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Fresno. Did somebody say Fresno?
Old Tube Radio.
For you.
Old Tube Radio Magic. We are looking for a little bit of that on the Old Tube Radio Network. We're listening. Don't forget to feed the fish. I would like to feed some fish to somebody. I must say that is one cool radio for 1962, 63, and 64 for Polycom. Unfortunately, I don't have a price But I'm assuming that's probably in the $250 to $300 range. So might not have sold a lot of them, or maybe if you were going to spend that much money on a Browning or a Tram, it would probably be up in the same area. You might say, well, it's just one radio. So we would try that. We are listening for your radio. The Jingle Singers know that the OTR is your favorite spot to be.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite spot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
And the reason it's a little quiet tonight, Fresno State, the Bulldogs here in Central Valley, Fresno Bulldogs are playing tonight, and it looks like it's a nail-biter game. Maybe they're ready to score.
Maybe they're ready to score.
Hey, Dennis, you got a copy on this one?
Hey, Joe, I know the game is good, right?
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, they're zero.
What's the radio again?
It's the Messenger, TOO.
All right, I'll take a shot here that the Rolodex is going to be working, and we'll bring up the TWO that was made and available at the same time you could get the Polytronics Polycom Pro, but I would think that you could get two of the E.F. Johnsons for one of those. So you get your base and your mobile. TWO, it's not the Roman numeral 2. I will select an image, but I don't want that one. I think we have a much better one. That one looks like it sort of fell off a chuck. All right, there it is with the beautiful static microphonium. I will put it up on the screen, and we'll have you take a transmission over.
Yeah, radio. Anyway, this is the TWO.
It was the upgrade from the Johnson Viking Messenger. I don't even know if they called it one. Their ham stuff was the Viking Valiant and the Valiant 2. So Johnson was never big about, making big numbers or anything. It's like, here's the first one, here's the second one. What they did do is add more channels on the transmit. The first one was 5. This had 10, or some of them had 12 maybe. Then you have the tunable receive, similar to what you had on the Polytronic Polycom Pro. But notice the front of this radio is not populated with a meter nor any type of lights or a lot of trickery where you can adjust things. It gets you on the air. You're able to call your other station, your other unit, your base station, and do what you need to do. And that was the true FCC plan for citizen band radio. So E.F. Johnson knew what to do, but at some point even they had to put an S meter on the radio.
Yeah, it would have been had an S meter on it, Dennis, but it has a channel selector, and it has a couple of knobs on top and a couple on the bottom. This is the Blackface Johnson, and it would have been nice with a meter. There is a light beyond. But other than that, you got your 4 knobs, your volume, your squelch, your channel selector, and
all right, perfect for Maybe back in the day, the Bulldogs were playing. Where did they play? In Ratcliffe Stadium? I don't know. They must have had a football field somewhere. You would have somebody out in the mobile, their Johnson Viking 2, talking back to the Messenger 223, giving the results of the score. Foxman, thanks for the info. Consumer Price Index, $1 today only buys a little more than 9% of what it could be buy back in the early 1960s. The inflation rate in 1962 is 1%. The current inflation rate is 2.7, so it's about 10 times as high. So when you were paying $1 or $170, $180 for this radio, that was the equivalent to now of about $1,000. So this was something you had to throw a lot of papers on the porch to buy this thing.
About what I could afford, and simple to operate, like the way I kind of like things. It's been a good radio.
It's a good radio. It sounds like a good radio, and it is definitely a good radio. Sounds like a good radio, and we are checking it in for radio number 2. Thanks for bringing it by. I'll let you get back to the game. It should be about that time. If they haven't won yet, they're going to. Thanks, Joe, for jumping in. Thanks, Joe, for jumping in. We got you logged in. Now, even though we don't pay the jingle singers all that well, they do like to do a few songs now and then.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar, the station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
The station for you is
OTR.
For you, you, and you, the Old Tube Radio Network, listening for your tube radios.
You 60.
Hello, Joe. I've got a spot for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dennis, I'd like to check in my Robin 123B.
It is their Panasonic 2 chassis. I think last week I didn't have the Rolodex working, but what I will do before you take another transmission, for those that are at oldtuberadio.com or looking at the corresponding video and may not know what Robin, R-O-B-Y-N, not the Batman radio, but the Robin. And this radio that came out from probably 1972 to 1976 was a very popular radio. Even this is the time when solid state was starting to happen. People were thinking, well, I'd like to not get the tubes anymore. But we have sort of proved here over the last 40 years, I think, that the tube radios were built well. And a lot of the transistor radios of that era with the newer printed circuit boards had issues, but the tube radios keep going. So there it is, the green machine, the 123B, and it sounds a lot like this. Take a transmission.
Yeah, Dennis, we have... about a half a dozen more channels.
That wasn't an uncommon thing. A lot of the newer solid-state radios that were coming out with the synthesized crystals or the PLL chips were easily modified. But the technicians of the day said, well, you know what? 2 plus 2 equals 4, and we can put in some crystal multiplication, do some addition, and get you on those frequencies as well. So no need to go buy one of those fancy solid-state radios and start hacking it up.
Oh, no doubt. Compared to these tubers, they've come a long ways. And
I think with our help, we've been doing this a long time. So the old Tube Radio Network and our, such as yourself, our tube radio operators might have been responsible for keeping these things up on eBay. All right, I'll keep it short, Joe. I know the game is doing its thing, but I appreciate you jumping into the room and putting on the coax, as it were, putting on the Ritz and giving us the Robin, sounding good for radio number 3. Thanks. Jingle singers are ready in the latest style. Here we go.
You're listening in the latest style.
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
Yeah, Joe, that's one of Chrissy's favorite, as Foxman reminds us, the green radio. Not sure what's happening with the skip tonight. Not sure if any of the caps have been replaced. A lot of times, if they're not tube use, it's amazing how far you can get on the original capacitors on that. But probably more than likely, on a 50-year radio, if you pull the top, you're going to see something that is not, what do they say, OEM, OTR listening. Yeah, the breaking station, go ahead.
24, check in.
All right, I proxied you in because I thought for sure I missed you. We had Skip at the beginning, and I thought, I never know. But this is definitely late, but the schedule change sometimes will allow that. 24, you are checked in.
Here you are.
The SWLs know when they go to oldtuberadio.net, they see the tube glowing, that the Old Tube Radio Network is on the air everywhere.
Yeah, then you have a trucker.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out. It must be true, 'cause I heard it on the radio. It must be true, it must be true. Thank you for your uninformed opinion.
And throughout the years of the Old Tube Radio Network, we've been beaconing here on this frequency and everywhere, and a lot of people do stop by to listen.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
I think that's where they're listening.
Listen with your whole family. Do-ah.
Even the jingle singer's enjoying tonight.
Break OTR?
That break OTR, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Dennis, 56. I was just wondering if the jingle singers, are they under exclusive contract with OTR?
They are under exclusive contract from day one. We sort of, and it was trickery, I'll admit. We sort of roped them in, and I think promised them candy. I don't remember. It's been so long, and you know, after a while, I think they just finally gave up.
Someone else would be out of the question then.
But what I like about the jingle singers is they are loyal.
I have been around for quite a few years.
Back. Hey, back.
Hello, radio. The Browning Golden Beagle R68 T68. You know, Kevin is the one that told me about that. I always thought isn't that a Mark II? No, it's not a Mark II. That's a whole different thing. It's the R68 receiver unit. It's the T68 transmitter unit. And if you were a Browning Laboratories guy, you would know that's exactly the way they want it. I've actually got a nice photo of that. Looks like the photos are actually working. Let's see if they are actually working. Oh, yeah, they are. I'm going to put in the full screen ad. Can I get it full screen? I don't know. Now, that's about as full screen as it's going to get right there. Eagle by Browning. Transmitter specifications, receiver specifications. If you go to the oldtuberadio.com page, you might be able to expand it and actually read all that technical data they're giving you. But you already know that, don't you?
A General Radio Telephone Super MC11A from Browning Laboratories. We'll call it the Golden Eagle Mark II SSB-15 transmitter along with the trans adapter. They can go together, maybe separate. There you go. And then 3 Hammerlin 105 TRs. 3 Hammerlin 105 TR radios. And this is an oddball radio, but 2 buddy bases. 2 buddy bases. The TX11B, RC11B, 2 of them.
So, is it important whether they're from Autronics or Marina?
Well, since they're still at his house,
All right, well, we will find out more in future episodes. I'll get a hard copy as well, and we will find out more. But it's actually exciting. Maybe get some items back up on the air for a little bit. It's always good, especially when you have a collection and you pass it on to hear the radio, because it's like when you're driving the car, you can't see the big tail fin, so that should be good.
Foot pedal, Dennis, foot pedal. Okay, also... D radios and possibly 3 sonars. I think Model E, Model G or H, and then possibly either the FS-23 or the 3023. Anyway, that's kind of a partial list I have. Okay, in my head and in my phone. I haven't been able to get over there because I have a cold, and I wouldn't go over there with a cold. So I should be okay tomorrow. If I am, I'll probably go on over there either tomorrow or Monday, get a more extensive list and pictures. And people, my phone just went off twice, so anybody that wants to know anything more, you can contact me like by the phone, or if you don't have my number, if you can get a hold of Dennis, he can get you my number. And hopefully I got through okay, Dennis.
Yeah, doing fine. Like I said, we'll find out more in future episodes. We've got fans of sonars, fans of Browning, fans of trams, and everything in between. So a good preface, a good teaser, as we call it in the biz, and we'll do some more. We'll see if we can't get them up and running and out in the fresh air. I probably actually have, if I go back in the archives, and I've done this before, especially with 56, who had a lot of transmissions. We might do some blasts from the past. Actually hear him on the actual radio, so we'll see what we can do. All right, Harvey, thanks. I'm going to jump out, adjust the pocket protector. I think they made some popcorn in the other room. There might even be Ovaltine. Over.
Okay, we shall see. Anyway, resting my voice right now. And thank you very much, Dennis.
Yeah, rest yourself and rest your voice, and we'll look for you again.
Take care.
All right, 73. Counting and amounting, we had the Robin T-123B, the Johnson Messenger TWO, the Polytronics Polycom Pro, and of course the ever-popular Browning R68 T68. And what did the jingle singers actually have to say about that?
Sometimes we're funny, sometimes we suck.
All right, you got it. We will catch you next time on your Old Tube Radio Network. Yeah, let's not deprive the people that have been drinking them all night. They just should be sharing them with us. I'm curious to see if we do have any 10-meter beacons, although I didn't hear the skip that I thought I would hear tonight. Maybe there's a reason I couldn't hear the skip, but as we go into the solstice, as we change over here, typically October and November are good months for the longer sporadic e-skips. You never know. All right, everybody, I'm gonna jump out of here. It's a little hot in this room. And who knows what lurks in the minds of wackos. Let's see, that's right, the 21st. In fact, maybe tomorrow, the next day, I'm not sure. Should I try it? Should I go down to just to see if I can hear it? Okay, before I sign off. Before I sign off, I got to recalibrate the antenna. Let me go to, and it's not the best. Let me see. Okay, no, I'm at 7200. I'm just curious where the band is here. I see. Yeah. Just barely in the noise. The band's already gone long, but I hear Richard in there. Oh, are they doing a... Is it Route 66 down there?
Name is Scott, and I am in Mike Oscar. Mike Oscar. Thank you very much for my help.
That way, good to hear from you.
This is Whiskey 7 Bravo Juliet November Salmon Run.
Kilo 7 Bravo Alpha Mobile.
Okay, who's the Oregon station? Go ahead.
Kilo Juliet 7 Zulu Foxtrot Yankee. First name is Jeff. Jeff with a G, Germany Echo, Oscar Foxtrot Foxtrot.
Okay, it's KJ7 Alpha Fox Yankee, Roger.
Zebra Frank Yankee. Zebra Frank Yankee.
Okay, Zebra Frank Yankee. And nice signal out of Oregon. The name here is Brian, Boston Radio India Alpha November. And I'm located here in Grant County, Central Washington State, okay?
Grant County, Central Washington. All right, a few hundred miles north of me.
All right, well, you take care that way, and thanks for the call out of Oregon, okay?
All right, roger, roger. Yeah, you're coming in really nice, 5 and 10 over.
All right, very good. You take care in 73s. This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan in November, Salmon Run.
Kilo 7 November, Whiskey Romeo.
Again? Whiskey 6, Whiskey Lima Zulu, Roger. Oh, Whiskey 6, Whiskey Zulu Zulu. You're 59 Grant County, Washington. Go ahead. Okay, thank you for California. You take care that way in 73s. This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Juliet in November, Salmon Run.
Kilo 7 November, Whiskey Romeo.
This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, QRZ Washington State QSO Party.
Kilo 7 November, Whiskey Romeo.
CQ Salmon Run from Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, Salmon Run. This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, QRZ Washington State QSO Party. This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, QRZ Washington State QSO Party. CQ Salmon Run from Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, Salmon Run. This is Whiskey 7 Bravo, Japan November, QRZ Washington State QSO Party.
Hello, Victor Echo 7, Uniform Bravo Alpha.
Hello, Whiskey 7, Bravo, Juliet, November. This is Heavy QRM here. This is Victor Echo 7, Uniform Bravo Alpha.